Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday and welcome to first catch-up call with the batch. I did couple of other calls, but this I would regard as first call. Reason being, there are more folks added to our WhatsApp group, and people might be having questions. People might be having some curiosity to know more details about what I'm going to offer in my trainings, and also they want to gain that sense of confidence because they have the questions and they want these questions to be addressed, right? The intent of the call is to catch up with you, to interact with you, to speak and gain that understanding of what you are planning down the line after you complete the training, right? And while we do that, I would like to go ahead and make sure that I give the understanding of what is agile and why scrum, right? So I thought this will give that enough clarity to most of you. Reason being, there are folks who are completely new to agile, right? Now anyone wants to speak why the agile is gaining momentum? I'm going to have this session interactive. I don't want to be the lone speaker here. This is going to be very small unit of people, and definitely it has to be interactive, guys. So anyone who wants to speak why agile is gaining more momentum these days? And there is bonus section in this. I'm going to let you talk to one person who cracked the interview, and his name is Rizwan, and he's going to speak to you at the end of this session. He will share all his tips, knowledge, and the benefit that he has got from the training, right? Okay, so I will go ahead and explain you. Agile is is a new methodology to develop the software, right? The reason agile is gaining momentum is mainly to ensure that there is more quicker market time for the product. Means, if the idea is you know in the mind of the people, how quickly can we transform that idea into a product or service and make it available quickly to the consumers? And what is the benefit of doing that? The benefit is that we will be immediately able to meet the demand of the market. Let's look at the first segment of waterfall here. Do you see the waterfall methodology, right? So there are primarily two methodologies of developing software. The conventional methodology is waterfall. If you look at the waterfall model, it is trending down, right? Where the requirements are clearly consolidated, and then the design work starts, then the development work starts, and then the testing and the delivery. The flaw with this method of developing software was there was no going back and correcting smaller pieces of work. I think people are not on mute. I request people to go on mute. Divya, can you go on mute, please? Okay, thank you. Now in this format of software development methodology, if something went wrong in the development, let's say something went wrong here in the development phase, and it will be identified in the testing phase, right? From here the testing will fail. The moment testing fails on something, there was a need to redo everything again. You have to go to design, development, and do all the changes and make it come back to testing. There was a lot of rework happening, and in the entire process there was a lot of delay caused to the end users, right? Then many witty brains tried multiple ways of identifying the better ways of developing and delivering something quicker and reducing market time, and therefore the invention of agile methodology came into picture. Do you know since when the agile is in the market? How many of you know it? Yes, if you know, please type I know. If you don't know, please type I want to know. You can use the chat box and type it. If you don't know, please type I want to know it. Great. Okay. So agile implementation started in the year 2000, 2001, 21 years ago, right? And it was happening at a very small scale. The spread was not that great at that time. It was very minimal usage, and success became evident after uh, 3-4 years. By the time we entered, by the time it finished 1 decade, it had gained so much success that a new way of agile came into picture, which is called scaled agile now. Right, at an enterprise level, the scaled agile implementation is happening these days for larger solutions, larger business solutions. So we're not going to get into what is scaled agile and all, but this is the history of agile is there in the market for the last 21 years, and it is still gaining more demand, more momentum. Reason being, even the smallest startup is going towards agile implementation, because they don't want to use the waterfall methodology, because there are more challenges. And what is the benefit of agile here? How different is agile compared to waterfall methodology? If you closely look at agile, you will see agile is iterative, right? It is around customer needs. So agile gives you the path to work on the feedback of the customers, develop it, test it, and deploy it, and do it in frequent, iterative methods. Therefore, we have this, cycle here, which says when project vision is identified, okay, it is converted into epics. All the requirements are converted into epics. Then epics are converted into user stories. Then the planning, implementation, review, and production starts, right? And simply this cycle will continue. You are always building something in the smaller parts and testing it, reviewing it, and then deploying it. And the cycle continues. You are not building everything at a very big scale. You are breaking down all the requirements into smaller chunks. If you look at waterfall methodology, you have the requirements, floating. After one phase is completed, only then you are moving to the next phase. Until then, you cannot come to the next phase, right? Unless the previous phase is done. However, in agile, you can just work on the immediate requirements. Do you see the list of requirements here? There is a tab called requirements. You need not work on all the requirements. Maybe work on the requirements that are of high priority. Build them, test them, and deploy them. Then go to the next set of requirements. Maybe this tab has 10 different requirements, right? Out of 10 different requirements, which ones are high priority requirements? Only on those we are going to work, and that is facilitated by agile methodology. Therefore, we call it as iterative. We have the definition, right? It's an iterative approach to project management and software development that helps teams to deliver value to their customers faster and with fewer headaches. Means the complexity involved in delivering software is reduced significantly by the introduction of agile. Now, while this is done, what is agile and what all falls under the umbrella of agile? Let's talk about that. If you see closely, this is the umbrella that I have created. Under agile umbrella, you have multiple hats, right? You have Kanban methodology, you have XP, which is called extreme programming. Then you have DSDM, and you have FDD, which is feature driven development. Then you have Crystal. These are actually frameworks. These are not methodologies to implement agile. Okay, these are the frameworks. If you look at the framework, Scrum is the bigger framework and very popular compared to other frameworks in the agile umbrella. So many companies which are implementing agile way of working and developing the softwares, they are going with Scrum. Therefore, there is more demand for the Scrum Masters because they want teams to follow Scrum, and mandate of having a Scrum team is mandate of it creates the mandate to have the Scrum Master also. So one necessity is creating another necessity here. Therefore, you have these people, right? Product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum team members. Scrum team members means development members and the QA members or test team, right? You are as a Scrum Master is going to play crucial role by ensuring the agile implementation happens as per the agile standards. You are the facilitator, you are the motivator, you are the person who takes care of the team, right, in implementing agile and agile practices. Therefore, this role is going to stay in demand at least for next 20-25 years. And even if there is a change, I am sure still the demand will prevail. Reason being, the change will happen as a part of enhancement, not as a removal of the methodology completely. There will be an addition to what is existing and upgrade to the role, but trust me, this is going to stay around as long as possible, right? Now this must give you some sense of confidence that if you have made a decision to become a Scrum Master, I think your decision is right. Now while we have understood the framework, agile, Scrum, let's get into what I'm going to offer you in my trainings. Let's go to the next slide. So typically in my trainings, this is for the folks who have shown the interest in joining my 11th July batch, and they are still they are yet to register, and they do have the questions. I could not address all the questions individually, and that is also a difficult thing to do. Therefore, I have facilitated this session. In my training, you are going to have 15 days of foundational training, and I will be covering extensive theory there, which will address Scrum framework and all the queries during the training. You will be thorough with all the concepts needed to be known to get into the role of a Scrum Master, all the theoretical concepts for 15 days. Now, after 15 days training is done, for the next 10 days, we will have mock sessions. What do I do in the mock sessions? Each candidate in my trainings will undergo 2 mock sessions, right? And immediately after the mock session is done, I will be giving the feedback, so that by the time you enter into the second mock session, you will be implementing the feedback that I have provided in the previous mock session. Now, it does not stop there. While this happens, all the agents, let's say I have 20 people in my batch, for example. I will not be taking more than 25, but assumption is that, let's say we have 20 people. While you are done with 2 mock sessions, you will also have the opportunity to witness how the mock sessions are happening for other 18 people or 19 people. Which means if 19 people are giving mock sessions, what is the count here? 19 into 2, 38. 38, live interactions you will be witnessing, right, on day-to-day basis over a period of 10 days. And if we are not able to accommodate all the sessions in 10 days, maybe the sessions will increase, maybe a couple of days we can add there. There is no harm, but this is the standard duration that I have created. Now after the mock sessions are done, you will have that confidence created in you, because 2 days sessions and certifications will not prepare anyone for the interview. This is the harsh reality, guys. You might have undergone the certification. There are folks in my current batch also, they spoke to me, they have done their certification, but they had a challenge in taking the first step, because they wanted to feel that confidence by uh, getting into the practical training, and mock sessions are helping them. Now they are going to start attending the interviews very soon, after 3-4 days, when my batch is going to be done. Now after that, 5 days of Jira sessions will be there, where I will be giving a live simulation of all the Jira items, where I'll be showing you how to create a epic, how to create a story, how to story point. We will be creating a project. Actually, I will create a project. Under that project, each one of you will be assigned with your role, and you will be made to do the movement of Jira items or stories, right? And we will also do the simulation of Scrum ceremonies or events, which means running the daily stand up and having the retrospective meeting conducted in the session. So with this, our training will come to an end. After the training is done, support will be extended for all the people who have undergone my training. And what type of support I'll be extending? Here I'm going to give you one date. Let's say, for example, the current batch is going to end on 4th of July. I'm just giving you one example. On 4th of July, the batch is going to end. Now, on 5th of July, each member in the batch will have to update their CV in the Naukri portal, and they will have to start taking the calls and get the calls scheduled or interview scheduled. Now, after you start attending the interviews, you will definitely have the challenges in facing the interview. Let's say, for example, you did not clear a couple of interviews. That is obviously because you have not seen the real interview, right? Now, after you attend couple of interviews, in case if you have done well, very good. In case if you did not do that well in the interview, you can always be a part of my catch up call session. So after the batch is done, from the week the batch is completed, every week I'll be scheduling 1 or 2 sessions with the batch, where people who have attended the interviews can join the session and share their feedback. Okay, what they did in the interview, how the interview was, what was the challenge that they had in the interview, and how was the overall experience. Right, you have to talk to me in the session and share your experience. Let's say somebody gets rejected, for example. If somebody is getting rejected, they will have to become a part of session and share their experience of what happened in the interview, so that I can provide the feedback and suggest how they can present well in the interview. While that is already covered in the mock sessions, but there could be more situations coming in the real time interviews also, right? So to give that support, I am going to be there weekly once, or max twice, depending on the need, to extend that support. People can also reach out to me and drop the message, but due to my occupancy, sometimes I may not be able to respond. It may give the impression that Balram is not responding. Therefore, to avoid such situations, and even to avoid more energy going towards talking to one person, I want to just have this support system created by having a session. Right, on every Saturday and Sunday, I will be sharing the details of the session for the completed batch, where completed batch agents who have attended the interviews can share their details and get the clarity and start attending the interviews. Okay, give me a minute, guys. Okay, while this is the bonus that you are going to get in my trainings, out of 10 to 20 trainings, or no matter, there are so many trainings happening for Scrum Master. None of the trainers or none of the trainings are providing this kind of support or the mock simulations. I have heard people talking about mock sessions, but only at an overview level, not in depth. So in my mock sessions, you will have the first question, starting the first question in the interview till the last question, comes. You will be having the entire end-to-end experience of going through the real-time interview, right? So that's the kind of difference that I'm going to create in my trainings to your learning. Therefore, I wanted to share what I'm going to offer so that you guys have that confidence to get started with the training and move ahead with your new journey of Scrum Master. Now, what happens after the end of the training? I can give you the assurance that you will have all the clarity on the Scrum concepts by the time we finish the training. You will be super confident to face the Scrum Master interview. And in my situational based questions, which are a part of my mock sessions, I will be giving you situations where the feedback is also given, and you will also become well aware of what type of situational questions will come and how you can address them. So there also you will be ready to face the situational related questions, right? And then finally, you will be ready for the role of a Scrum Master once you finish the interview and also the support that I am going to extend. So this is something which I am going to offer in my trainings. Now, I would like to take a pause and take a couple of questions if you do have them. Yes. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask and clarify them so that I can address them and make you gain that clarity.
Yes, Ram. Ravi this side.
Hey, hi
So,
Ravi.
I do we need to have any prerequisite, being part of this trainings?
Yeah, the prerequisite is that you have to have more than close to 4 years, 4+ years of experience overall. Okay, regardless of the domain. That is the only prerequisite. This training is not for freshers. If somebody is a college fresher, I'm so sorry, you will not be eligible for this training. And Scrum Master role is not for the freshers. Okay, if you have more than 5+ years of experience overall, definitely you can undergo this training and become ready for the Scrum Master role, Ravi. That is the only prerequisite you need. And if you are not a technical guy, that's fine. Scrum Master role is not a technology oriented role, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Ravi.
Yeah.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions, Ravi?
Yeah, hi Balram, Rinki here.
Yeah, hi
Yeah,
Rinki.
yeah, you have already told like it's only specific to Scrum Master role and not related to technology. Just want to understand a little more. So
Mm-hmm.
the interview that will be going like having in the real time, it will be the questions will be only around the Scrum Master role.
Correct.
It's specific to Scrum.
No, yes, all the questions will be specific to Scrum and the Scrum methodology and situations that you are going to face as a Scrum Master. Nobody will tell you, okay, what line will you create in the second set of Java class? Okay, nobody will definitely ask
Yeah.
you about code related questions. In if you are getting the questions, go hire the developer or the coder, not the Scrum Master. You can tell them on the face. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
this
Yeah.
is definitely not a techie role, because I will tell you the reason also. Having technology is an advantage. Having the knowledge of technology is an advantage. But how many technologies one can have? Let's say if you are a Java developer, what all you can have over a period of 10 years, you're working as a Java developer. What if your team is on SAP technology? What if it is on cloud based technology of some AWS, right? It is working on AWS, let's say. Will your Java knowledge help the team in SAP, which is managing SAP, and you are a Scrum Master there? It's not going to help you, right? So the team that you are going to manage can come with a different set of technologies. Therefore, that restriction is not there. Otherwise, industry will not be able to meet the demands of Scrum Master. The Scrum Master role is for the people who are people centric, who are team players, and who are more oriented towards working in a collaborative nature or collaborative environment by helping each other and moving towards the common goal. If you don't understand the technology, absolutely there is no need to worry. All you need to understand is have that knowledge of relating to the discussion, and that you will develop slowly, right? If you don't know the technology, if you just begin to understand the context of it, you will start joining the dots slowly, and that's how it is. Out of 10 scrum masters, you will see all the 8 scrum masters are from non-technical background, or even if they are from the technical background, they are in a different set of technology now, right, Rinki? So
Yeah, thanks,
to
Balram.
address your question, no technical questions will be asked. If you
Yeah,
are
just
getting if you are getting the technical questions asked, get up in the interview and walk away. Okay,
yeah, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Balram. Yeah, got it.
right. Any other questions, team? Okay, so just speaking of registrations, I'm not going to accommodate more than 25 people. I think I already have 15 to 16 people who have registered for the training. Only there is scope for 9 people. Whoever has not registered, okay, you please drop me a message. I will let you know the process. Then you will be, getting a seat reserved in the batch starting from 11th July. Right? Anybody who is not able to register, but they want to become a part of my training, if you don't want to register now, I will let you do the registration in my next batch, which is going to start somewhere in this month of September, because the batch which is starting on 11th July will continue till the end of almost August, or till the third week of August. Therefore, the next batch is September batch schedule is not yet finalized, but any batch that I'm going to start will be definitely in September month. If you are not becoming a part of July batch, you will have to wait until then. Okay, so with that note, I would like to now introduce Rizwan. Let me call Rizwan. Rizwan is I'll just stop the PPT sharing here. Give me a minute. Hey, hi Rizwan. Rizwan is now a Scrum Master. He has, bagged the offer from L&T, and he is still attending the interviews from different, organizations. Rizwan got trained in the month of May, and from May 2nd, we continued the training till the end of May, which means from June 1st, he started attending the interviews. And I think by June 22nd or 25, he messaged me stating that, Balram, I cleared all the 3 rounds with L&T Infotech. And I was actually super confident because he would be able to do it, because there was sufficient training provided to him. And also he had put in a lot of effort in learning and enhancing his skills further. Right, I will let you guys talk to Rizwan. He is officially Scrum Master now. And Rizwan, over to you. And people might want to hear from you, and they might ask some questions. Maybe you can help them with the tips that you have followed over and above my training. Over to you, Rizwan.
Thank you, Balram. I think it's my privilege. Good morning, everyone. So, yeah, congratulations again, because I don't know from where you found Balram. Reason being, 2 to 3 months back, I was in the same situation. Like I was also trying to find someone. So one of my friend who is already, become a Scrum Master through Balram training. So he guided me and I found Balram, and then I called him one day, and I was like, Balram, I need job in 15 days. So Balram was like as he's a Scrum Master, so he was like, he understood my situation patiently, and then he was like, okay, we'll sort it out. But he told me clearly, that Rizwan, you have to be patient. You have to have a patience, and you have to wait for at least 1 or 2 months, and then I'm giving you the guarantee that you'll get a job. But still, I'm coming all the way from a different background. Someone was asking, I think Ravi was asking, is there any prerequisite to become a Scrum Master or kind of? And then uh, another one is asking, like any technology requirement, like you need to have a Java proficiency or any other language. I don't have any, honestly. Balram knows that. But so I was not that much, like confident. Even Balram told me, like whether I'd be able to do that or not. But still, I was like, I have to change my, career path. I have to get into a Scrum, and then I joined that. Yes, let me go through it and let me see how it goes, how it happens, and then I started attending his daily 1 hour classes. Believe me, guys. Before that, also I've gone through many YouTube videos, some courses also online in bits and pieces. But he's different. Different in the sense you'll get a real example. He will correlate everything with the day-to-day example, so you can understand the concept first, and then he will go through each and everything. You have a lot of time to ask any question, any doubt. Balram, I still remember I used to disturb him like anything during the session. I used to ask a silly question. So that helped me, and Balram was very patient. And then after it went for a 30 days, and then now it was the time for a resume and everything. He helped us in all that. He personally went through my resume, all the people resume, and then we started getting calls, lot of calls, and I started appearing for the interview. And in first, I'll be very honest, first 2 to 3 interviews, I was, like not able to do that. So we again, like weekly, once or twice, I used to meet even after the training to clear our doubt. Like he was like, write down all the questions and then we'll try to discuss. So all the people, apart from me, there were many people who joined the training. So all of us used to meet and used to discuss. And then the kind of example I used to get, from him or from different members, that was amazing. Like how, suppose in future, if the same question will be asked by another, in another interview. So I was that confident. Yes, this example, if I put across in the next interview, I'll be able to do that. And the same thing I applied, and I got an offer from L&T Infotech. I was so excited. I called Balram and then I shared the news. So great. And apart from this, one or two more offers on in pipeline. Hopefully, I'll be getting in coming 7 to 10 days. And many interviews I'm appearing for. So I would like to thank Balram because I think he has changed my career. Career in a sense, what I was aspiring to become, he showed me that path. So thank you, Balram, for that. Hello.
Yeah, it's also your effort and patience, Rizwan. And thanks, Rizwan. Thanks a lot. Do you want to share any specific tips, Rizwan, that you have inculcated in your preparation? I'm sure 1 hour training is, of course, one of them. But anything else that you want to share? People are more curious to know what else that you made a part of your routine in your preparation.
Yeah. So apart from that 1 hour training given by Balram, I used to, like write. I used to first, go and watch the recording again. That was very important. So I used to write. I had made a note of 30 to 40 pages, each and every single thing. But I used to think like, if that is the thing, what example can I give? Suppose we have different Scrum ceremonies. So my thinking was like, in interview, someone can ask like, tell me from a sprint planning, what value you derived. One or two example can you give me? What one or two example from daily stand up, one or two example from a sprint retrospective, all the ceremony. I used to think in that sense, and I used to get that example. If I was having a doubt, I used to come back to Balram and I was like, Balram, I am thinking like that. Do you think it is the right answer? And then Balram used to modify the answer or something kind of. So that one thing. Second, Google, YouTube. If any doubt apart from this, I used to consult, and I used to write the answer. So daily, apart from this, and I would recommend everyone, you don't rely 100%. See, Balram is going to show you the path, but ultimately we have to work hard, right? So if daily you put 2 hours or 1 hour daily apart from the Balram training, 100% I'm telling, there are so many requirements. I'm getting daily 7 to 10 calls for interviews. In a week, I am appearing for around 7 to 8 interviews. So many requirements are there. Just put the effort. He is going to show you the path, and you are going to rock it. Just believe in yourself. So that thing, Balram, I implemented, and and I got selected in a good company. Yeah.
All right, great. So congratulations once again, Rizwan. What I would say is all I can take, people is, to the pond, and drinking the water is your responsibility, right?
Yes.
So this applies not only to this, but also, to every area that you are trying to get into and become a part of that. Okay, be it your career or be it any other domain that you are working on currently, or any other project that you are undertaking. So while the directions will be there, you also have to be consistent and make sure the consistency creates magic, and that is all about it, guys. You just keep your momentum in the throughout the training. Whoever is going to, I think we already have people like we have Avani, Devashish, Srinivas, Abhi. These people are already part of my current batch, right? I am super confident that all of them will be placed in down the line. From now, next 2 months, I will be conducting the same batch and somebody else will be speaking in place of Rizwan. That confidence I have. But that cannot be achieved without your preparation or without your dedication, right? While the path is going to be shown, make sure you are also putting your own efforts. And there are people who are who are doing the self preparation and becoming tongue tied during the interviews, because the self preparation is really good, I am not denying that, but the exposure of is going to be very very limited in terms of real facing the real time situations, right? Therefore I do have couple of people who have the certification, but because they were lacking their real time exposure, they could not get into the interview at all,
Uh,
right? So
uh,
that was the main thing that I wanted to call out.
Balram,
Yes, Rizwan.
Balram, I would like to add one thing here. See, in the interview, what happened? Uh, 50% or even 60% question will be from real-time scenarios, right?
Right,
So,
that's true.
and I don't know if there is any trainer who provides that. Here, with Balram, we used to have that thing. Like he used to ask, what will happen if that question will be asked? What will happen if that question will be asked? He used to give us a real-time scenario, and then used to answer that, and then he used to correct that. So that is very important, because they will judge you on the real time scenario, whether you are a real Scrum Master or not, and every single thing, like that will be clear. For example, in my interviews, Balram, if you have a time, I can share one experience.
Go ahead, we
Yeah,
have Saturday morning, we have all the time.
yeah. So in my interview, and that is a very common question. Every single interview, they were asking. Suppose you have already finalized your a sprint goal, everything. How many story points you have to complete, and then product owner suddenly coming and telling, in between the sprint that we have another user stories 8 to 10, which is very much needed, like which is very urgent. How do you handle that situation as a Scrum Master? What do you do? And I knew that that has already been discussed during our training, and I was able to handle that. So these many questions, like in one of the interviews, someone asked me, suppose product owner is absent and you have a sprint planning meeting. During a sprint planning, what happened? We uh, you know take user stories from product backlog item to a sprint backlog item, and the presence of product owner is very much required. He has the whole authority to tell what to be taken, what not to be taken in the sprint. During the sprint planning for that particular sprint. And then we have to set the criteria of definition of ready, acceptance criteria, and all that. So suppose he is on leave, how are you going to handle the situation? Whether you are going to extend the sprint for 2 or 3 days until unless you will not come, or kind of. So these type of question, they will ask and they will judge you on that. Like how good you are, handling the situation, how good a Scrum Master you are. If you are able to answer this, honestly, we're going to have a multiple offers. And that thing I'm going to get here. I have not attended other trainings, so I don't know. But here I got to learn all this. So yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Rizwan. Guys, there is also one more person that I would like you guys to, I would like him to talk to you. Maybe very brief, not as extensively as Rizwan did. But I did not train. His name is, Ganesh. Ganesh is joining. I did not train Ganesh, like a trainee. Ganesh is a very good friend of mine and my previous colleague from Amazon. And out of our friendship, I just gave him the direction. And from a different role to a Scrum Master, he has transitioned now. I will let Ganesh to speak to you guys, and then you guys can ask any questions that you might have, which Rizwan and Ganesh can take together. Yes, Ganesh, over to you, Ganesh.
Yeah. Hi, Balaram. Hi, team. Hope you all are doing good.
Yes, I think Ganesh, folks are there. Some of you might, you might know some of them because many of them are also from Amazon, from Indore.
Oh, that's great. I
Yes,
mean, may I know the names? I'll be very happy to know.
Avani, Devashish,
Uh,
Shreyasi. So maybe
not,
your teams were different back then,
not,
Ganesh.
not, not really. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yes,
So he
correct.
was a team manager, by the way, in Amazon. Now his career path is different. Yeah, Ganesh, over to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to give the context, I mean, sorry, I was a late joiner, so I missed majority of your content, Balram. So,
No
what do you
problem.
want me to cover? Like,
Nothing,
okay, my
nothing,
journey.
nothing. I just wanted to, I gave them the brief that, you were also part of, my mentees.
Yes,
Though
yes, yes.
I did not train you, but out of, our friendship, I gave the direction, and that has, helped you to take a career path in a different, wing. So on
Certainly.
that note, I wanted you to share the tips if you have anything for the team.
Okay. This batch is already trained, right, Balram?
Half of
Got
them
it.
are already in the training, and I think the rest of the crowd is, planning to join my July batch.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine. I understood the context now. Thank you.
yeah.
So, team, wish you all a very good morning. Okay, so it's like almost 4 years of journey in Amazon. I was like, the situation is that I wanted a different direction, although I'm a bit completely from a different background, guys. Okay, my background is teaching earlier. Of course, I've been teaching postgraduates and graduates of computer science though. But me and myself, I and Balram were colleagues at Amazon. He must have already told you that. But it was with Balram's suggestions and timely inputs, I was able to be, crack this particular role. So majority of you are very, very lucky, I would say, because this is a very formal training that he's taking for all of you. He's ensuring that everyone is completely fitting into the shoes of a Scrum Master. And that day, the kind of little suggestions he offered also helped me a great deal. Okay, we were continuously in touch. It's not about that I'm praising him, but the inputs are very, very important, guys. This kind of training, even if you really want to excel all by yourself, there are many times we feel that we are stuck, and an expert advice is required. And for me, in this case, that expert advice is being given by Balram Chaudhary. Okay, it's not exaggeration to say I cracked just in my third interview itself. I mean, the kind of effort and the kind of inputs that he has shared with me. Whenever I have a doubt, I used to call him up, and he is the person who motivated me. Ganesh, you can do really well. While I was not believing in myself, honestly speaking, and that confidence has really put me into this path. Thank you, Balram, for all that support that you have given me. And on top of everything, guys, what made me feel more cozy and more comfortable is his ability to explain things. Okay, I mean, I was pretty much sincerely moved by this. I'm telling you, out of the heart. The coziness I felt is whenever I have a doubt. I mean, he was not such a man with hassle. Okay, he always used to take my call. He used to tell me that, Ganesh, this is what it is, this is what it is, and also used to provide me with the supporting material to study and go through. And again, I used to study the same and go through. I don't really remember, Balram, how many times I've gone through the Scrum guide that you shared with me. At least 30, 40 times by now. But see, guys, that is the kind of motivation and dedication we had. Although I'm not formally trained like you guys, but I still have this testimony to say the kind of support he offered and the kind of mentorship he gave me is, I mean, that's impeccable, I must say. Okay, but this journey is, I mean, very, very smooth. The transitioning is very, very smooth. I think your journey will be more smoother and more quicker than me, because this is a formal training for me. And if you have any questions, guys, you may please ask. Okay, and this is what my journey used to be like. Now, I'm a Scrum Master at Virtusa, guys. Okay, I'm also, I don't know whether it's destiny or anything. I'm also serving for a client called Legato. Fortunately, Balram is also working there. Okay, so I'm again very fortunate to have got acquainted with Balram again. This is professionally now in a new job, and this is never expected. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any
thank you.
doubts, you may please. Yeah.
Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you so much for your kind words. So I think that will be all, guys. I just wanted to let you guys speak to a couple of the folks who had benefited through my direction. And Rizwan did the good job in explaining everything. And thanks to Ganesh also. Now, what is next? So next is nothing. I'm just going to start the batch on 11th of July, and the batch is already running with the folks who are already part of this session now, who joined on June 1st. They are going to go ahead and start uploading their CVs in next couple of days and start attending the interviews. And this is going to be a continuous process. If you want to benefit and get a new career track into new direction in the role of a Scrum Master, I would like to give you all the support throughout my training, and you can join my trainings and become a part of it and see the results from now in next 3 months. Right, the 3 months, I'm saying the next 1 month will be anyway going in the training. From the time the 1 month is over, the next 2 months is the max time you should be giving to yourself. Right, there could be a result within 20 days, 15 days, or 30 days, but max time you should be giving is 2 months time. So you should have the patience and willingness to give yourself that that new chance, a new calculated risk. I'm sure this risk is worth taking it. So with that note, I think we can wind up the session. If there are any questions, I would like to still take a pause for next, there are 8 minutes to go. We can formally close the session at 9. And if you do have any questions, all the people who are especially new, who are joining the July batch, can ask and clarify the questions. Santosh and others, if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask and clarify.
At this point, we are good, Ram.
Great. Thank you, Santosh. Okay.
I have a question, Balram.
Yes, Avani, please go ahead.
Yeah. So Ganesh and Rizwan, we are going to appear for our interviews. by next week. So any suggestion, any checklist that we should keep, or what all should we prepare in advance?
Uh, so okay, that's a good question. Before going for interview, little proactiveness is always good. See, before even going for interview, my suggestion is always wear that hat of confidence. Okay, the first thing that's more important is you wearing a hat of confidence. Point number two, questions. Whatever you have prepared is on one side of the coin. Okay, the kind of questions you're going to get is on the other side of the coin. The same questions you might literally get, but with a twist in the tail. Okay, they might give you a context. Whatever we discussed, you have to relate the same to the context. And if at all you get a question that you don't know, don't panic and don't try to give an answer that doesn't make sense. Take your time. Nothing wrong in asking time. Okay, can you please give me some time to analyze, or ask questions in such a way that you'll get more clarity and time, just to give food for thought. Okay, if you think and answer, you will sound more like a scrum master. So be confident, use your common sense in the interview. Just ensure that there is no mode of panic. Ask question twice if you're not so confident of what is being asked. And lastly, try to be in a position to frame an example for every answer you're giving. Okay, because sometimes you might get a dive deep question. It just as a follow-up question by the kind of answer we give, they might ask you to come up with an example. So for every scenario, keep an example handy. That's what I told to Rizwan also. Okay, keep every question, keep every example handy. Okay, you might get questions around planning, capacity planning, then your how do you handle your daily scrum, then your sprint reviews, retrospectives. Have at least 1 2 examples ready for everything. And for challenges also, keep 1 or 2 contexts ready, so that you don't need to you know uh, check around there. How do I have an example? Do I have to create one? So in the process of creating one, what happens is sometimes you might go wrong. So that preparedness is always good before you go for interview. And what is more important is your choice of words and the cadence. Don't be in a rush to give the answer. Don't let your adrenaline take you in a different way. Have a controlled notion of speech. Please be careful about your choice of words. And like I always said, be very, very confident. On top of everything comes confidence. That's a ceramic coat that will save you from all other odds. Hope I'm clear.
Yes, yes, please. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Ganesh, for giving that direction to Avani. And I really appreciate all the inputs that you have shared out of your experience. So now moving on to the end of this session, here is the thank you note. I just want to share it with everyone. Nothing else apart from that. Just a minute. Okay, for people now, people might be thinking, right, how do we register, what do we do? Just reach out to me with your questions, with your queries, if you still do have, and here is my number. You can drop a text on WhatsApp. You can just drop a WhatsApp text, and I will let you know how to register for the training, right? And that will be all from today's session. And I really appreciate everybody to to have taken out time and being able to make yourself available uh, very early on Saturday morning. It is not easy, and the very fact that you are available in the session tells that you are very, very serious about making this career, and taking this career to the next level. So with all the support from me, I can give you the confidence. Once you are a part of my training, you are also a part of my responsibilities, and it is my accountability to drive you, and it will be your accountability to make yourself ready with the right preparation. So with that note, we will wind up the meeting. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I'm still dropping a message here of my phone number. Please reach out to me for any registrations that you might want to do now. Okay, take care. Have a happy Saturday. Hope this session added some value to your understanding, and have a great day ahead, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ram.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Balram.